is your winner. And well-deserved. Well-deserved.
Absolutely impressive. And now, and here you see the process that goes involved with the table cameras. Now, we're making the adjustment where we started the evening. And, again, hats off to Armin Chapukian and Christian Binney.
Yep.
Getting us off to a great start.
Absolutely.
Started with a pair of left-handers in the super heavyweight division.
Yep.
Now we get the table adjusted here. Let's take a few moments.
Yep.
We'll go to right-handers the rest of the evening.
Yep.
But this is all meticulous as well. Those table cameras, you see the officials, very important because they had an impact in that first match.
Absolutely, they did. I mean, because a lot of times if those cameras aren't there, the people at home don't realize that a foul is a foul. And they can just be like, oh, come on, why are you stopping the competition? You know, because they're looking at it and they're like, well, where did he foul? But when you get the slow motion from that camera angle and you see that little bit of elbow pop, and when you arm wrestle long enough, you realize that there's an advantage gained from just about every elbow pop, even if you don't feel it.
You know, we say tonight we've got 2 co-main events. That's our belief, is having seen the guys we're going to see. But believe me, don't sleep on our next match. Corey Miller and Eduardo Tiete.
Yeah.
Both of these guys we saw on Fremont Street.
Yeah.
And
impressive, too.
If Corey Miller wins emphatically over Vazgen Sagoyan, you know he's the real McCoy.
Oh, yeah.
And Tiete had some real solid success against a very talented Polish puller.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And I'll tell you, Dawid Bartoszewicz, he came in and impressed in those first early matches, and then you know, Tiete did what he does, and that's just put people in a hook and grind them out. And if he is able to stop Corey Miller today, hook him and grind him out, it's going to be very impressive.
All right, let's meet the competitors for our second match of the evening.
My name is Eduardo. I am from Brazil. This is my second vendetta, and I am very focused on winning. I had 60 days to prepare myself, and without much training time, I feel prepared. I waited for this fight because it should happen last year. Corey is very intelligent athlete. He competes well on the hook, on the top row. But I feel well prepared for him. Corey, this is my second vendetta, and nobody will stop me. Be prepared.
Well, Eduardo and I were supposed to pull once before for a different super match, and that match didn't happen because of an injury I had. So this match in particular is extra special for me because it didn't happen last time, and I feel that I'm even more prepared than I was last time that I was supposed to go against him. Eduardo is an inside puller. He's a lot of side pressure, has to have hand control. I plan on taking away from his hand control, going outside, but I'm also not scared to go inside with him. So if the match goes in there, I'm going to be prepared for it. Eduardo, it's been a long time coming. I hope to bring a good match to you, and I wish you the best.
It's a middleweight showdown. Corey Miller and Eduardo Tiete. Let's get it up to the table. Barry Egan will introduce our competitors.
Las Vegas. Here we go. Fight number 2. Vendetta in Vegas, Arm Fight 45. Walking to the table first, the stats. 36 years of age, 171 pounds even, 5 feet 5 inches tall. Biceps 17.3 inches, forearms 15.7 inches. He is known for having possibly the strongest hook in the world under 165 pounds. He is a 15-time Brazilian national champion. He became a world champion in Egypt in 2002. Ladies and gentlemen, from Brazil, please welcome Eduardo Tiete.
There's the man, Eduardo Tiete. I'm going to tell you right now, he is going to have to slow down Corey Miller. That's going to be the game. He's going to have to load with a lot more side pressure to neutralize Corey's hit, which is explosive.
You know, before Vendetta 44, he actually had a partial tendon tear, needed over 40 days of rehabilitation. Says he's 100% though now.
Yeah, and he looked so good at 44, did he not? I mean, he just looked great hand, wrist control, tight hook. I mean, just textbook hook. Walked Bartasowicz to the pad in impressive fashion.
Barry's going to give us the particulars on the American, Corey Miller.
Las Vegas walking to the table, his opponent, the stats, 31 years of age, 160 pounds, even 5 feet, 9 inches tall, 15-inch biceps, 14-inch forearms. He is widely considered to be one of the top-rated American lightweights for over the past decade. He finished second at the 2013 Arnold Classic. He's won 9 different state titles. He is a 4-time USAA national champion. Out of Cheyenne, Wyoming, here is Corey the Flash Miller.
And there you see Corey Miller, and a bigger version of Corey Miller. You know, I asked him yesterday, I said, is the speed going to slow him down? And what's funny is his wife said, no, it's not, like that, emphatically. So there you see Corey Miller, 31 years old, 5 foot 9 inches tall. You know, the weight doesn't even matter because the man is just explosive.
For these two competitors, they were supposed to get after it a while ago, and it didn't happen.
Yep.
In fact, Corey had an ankle injury playing softball.
Yeah.
But the fact that they were both on the Vendetta stage in Arm Fight 44 on Fremont Street, there's something about the bright lights, the TV cameras, the big stage.
Yeah.
How much more comfortable do you envision both of these guys being for this?
Honestly, I think having one under their belt was a big deal. Corey Miller, both of these guys, I'll be honest with you.
Brazil taking on the USA. Once again, 2 of the best in all of the world. Tiete, Miller.
These guys are no stranger to a big stage. The lights don't matter to these guys. They're all business. Absolutely.
And we're set to get after it here. We've seen Vazgen Sagoyan. We know him well. One of the truly nice guys in the sport. But not a gentleman that you take lightly. We've seen Sagoyan dominate opponents, and Corey Miller walked in and walked out with a 5-1 win in dominant fashion. That speaks volume.
It absolutely does. And, Corey was very confident going into that. I can tell you this. In terms of common opponents, all right, Corey Miller has said that Alan Fisher is the toughest opponent he's ever pulled, and Corey and Alan have had wars. It's hard to do this with arm wrestling, compare based on common opponents, but Eduardo Tiete, he really kind of took Alan apart. He controlled Alan. So it's going to be pretty interesting, I think, to see if Corey can actually hang inside with Eduardo.
But what else can we hang our hat on other than those common frames of reference?
You know, it goes back to what we said earlier. That first match tells so much. I mean, all we can do is speculate, right?
All right, gentlemen.
And what do you anticipate here from a strategy aspect for both of these guys here out of the gate?
Tiete is going to load sideways into the palm, try to get a really good angle on Corey, slow him down off the go, and catch him inside. Now, the difference between Corey and Alan Fisher is this. Alan Fisher tends to top roll sideways. He uses a lot of what we call half-hooking pressure, just hard wrist curl straight down and goes sideways. Corey pronates a little bit more in his top roll. And if anyone is going to beat him, Tiete, they're going to have to post back with that rotation, I think. I personally would be surprised if Corey had enough to beat him. And there it is. Big post and roll by Corey Miller.
Goodness.
Absolutely explosive.
That was outlandish.
Yep.
In slow motion, this is going to be fast.
Yes, and it always is, and that's why they call him the Flash. Lightning fast speed, keeps that palm up, pronates a little bit. Eduardo Tiete turns underneath trying to catch him inside. Does not have enough side pressure load off the go. Big hit by Corey Miller.
We just say this. Eduardo Tiete is strong as an ox.
Oh, yes.
And what is he thinking right now?
how do you slow down that freight train? That's what I'd be thinking.
What can he do?
Well, again, more side load pressure in the palm. Maybe try to force the match into the straps. Though since he's on that side of the table, if he does try to force the match in the straps, he's going to end up with the buckle on his hand. And that is going to bode well, I think, for Corey Miller.
And Miller, very calm between rounds, exudes confidence. I mean,
Yeah.
And why wouldn't you?
Well, you know, Corey has always been confident, you know, and Corey used to come in underdogs all the time. But now, after 10 years of being the dominant lightweight, you know, in North America pretty much, you know, Corey Miller, he's not afraid of anything.
All right.
And, you know, while the grip is getting set, I would also like to mention that a guy that
Centers
used
this
to
way.
be the top 154
Centers this
lightweight
way.
in North America,
Centers this
Vern
way.
Martell is battling cancer.
Center for me, gentlemen.
And I got to
Wish him
say,
the best.
oh, absolutely, you're not going to
little bit
find a
this way.
better man in this sport, a better man in
But I
this
got the
world
center
than the
right
guy
here.
they call the one-armed bandit,
for is
Vern
that
Martell.
Well, we know it. Everybody in this sport are fighters by nature.
Yeah, and he's fighting quite a battle right now. So
Don't move, gentlemen.
here we go.
Ready, go!
Big hit once again.
And Tiete is talking to himself.
Yeah, well, what do you say at that point? Your wrist is staying flat. You can't turn in. And sometimes, you know, it just feels like your hand doesn't show up in a match. And I think that's what Tiete's thinking right now is, what do I do? If I'm Tiete, I'm forcing a strap match. You see right here, it doesn't even look like he's trying to hook him. It looks like he's just a deer in headlights, you know? And
Instant replay.
sure, in instant replay, and you can see the frustration. You can see the strain in the forearm, you know? Corey's over there talking to Johnny Burgesson.
They'll hit the
One
bell
of
and
the
then the
coolest
chick
cats
will
in the
come
sport.
out.
And
So
then
let her
there's
get off
Eduardo.
the
He
stage
looks a little
before we
bit
come out.
demoralized, and
You understand?
and you know it's kind of easy to get that way when you're as dominant as Eduardo Tiete has been.
And he's
They'll hit
speaking
the
with
bell and
Leonard
the chick
Harkless.
comes out.
Yeah.
And
Let her
I
get
was
off
going
the
to ask you
stage
about,
before you come out.
and those first 2 rounds were over in the blink of an eye.
Yeah,
For Harkless, our referee tonight,
yeah,
for him to get to know what
Yeah.
he's dealing with, there's a period of adjustment for him. Clearly there, Tiete is trying to find an angle.
Yeah.
I think he was kind of pleading his
That's it, that's all
case
you can do.
Sure.
to the official Harkless, and Leonard said, hey, no.
When you get dominated off the setup, and Tiete, as I was saying, is not used to that. When you get dominated off the setup, I mean, you're looking for anything.
Don't hold
at some
on to
point,
it.
you
Just-
know, and
just hit it.
and sometimes what you really need is just a referee that's going to let you get
All right,
away with a
gentlemen.
little bit. You know what I mean? And I think Eduardo's having a hard time with that right now, but he's got to keep his head up and work. Because
Well-
there's, you know, this isn't over.
No, but the facial expression, if a picture
Yeah.
paints 1,000 words,
Yeah. He's usually ultra confident, and you can see a lot of that confidence has been drained at this point. You can see he's giving a little bit more high pressure right
Sit
now.
Still, don't move.
He looks like he's going to go for a
Ready,
slip,
go!
and he is just not
Stop,
going to get
stop,
there.
stop.
You know,
Now.
hard hooking, half
I wasn't
hooking
happy
pressure
to